another review. I love your site, Bear Slumber. Super excited to run through this with you. Hopefully this feedback is useful. Awesome. So right off the bat, like beautiful, beautiful design. It's minimalistic font. I love it. 20% off your first order. That's great. This also didn't pop up for probably 15 to 20 seconds. That's exactly what you want because you don't want pop-ups as soon as someone gets on. Awesome. Looks great to me. Picture's beautiful. It might slow your site down. We'll talk about that in a sec. Love the fact that you've got Message Us. It's going to be the Facebook Messenger pop-up app. That's great. You absolutely need that for customer service. Also love the fact that you have feedback as well. I think that's really, really important for a new brand to come up, especially because it is clear that you've got this awesome brand of Bear Slumber. You want to make sure that you're collecting feedback. Cool. So let's scroll through. The most comfortable sleepwear you'll ever wear. Made sustainably. I love it. That's actually such a great slogan. The most comfortable sleepwear you'll ever. Excuse me. The most comfortable sleepwear you'll ever wear. I'd actually maybe even find a way to put that up here, like sleepwear reinvented, and then underneath it, the most comfortable sleepwear you'll ever wear. It's a great line. Use it. Put it somewhere. It's awesome. Cool. So we've got a bunch of pictures here. Bunch of pictures. Awesome. Looks good. Maybe you can put this on like a slideshow so it'll automatically move every couple seconds so you can see the lineup. You've got the short, t-shirt, cami. Cool. So let's open some of these up so we can look at the actual product pages themselves. Cool. That looks good. Kickstarter video. Fantastic. I like it. The difference. Gotcha. Okay, so this is I'm assuming the difference is going to be referring to this next section of what makes your sleepwear different. One thing you could maybe do is maybe increase the size of the difference so it maybe covers like this whole area, so it's clear that the difference is going to apply to everything that comes up underneath it. Because it looks like the difference in this size font is the exact same. So someone might be like, "Oh, I wonder if there's like something here that didn't load." So that's one suggestion right there. That works while you sleep. Very cool. Awesome. I love that you've got some detail and you've got some pictures. It makes sense. Hygienic. Super interesting. This is absolutely brilliant that you've got a picture like this that really explains how it's going to prevent you from getting bacteria. It's smooth and soft. Thoughtful design. Wow, this is fantastic how much thought has gone into why this product is good for you. Easy care, that looks great. Stay up to date, subscribe. Ooh, so it looks like right here you've got one extra block. So I would make sure that you just cut this block out. It's like image with text. So either put something here and then put some description in, or just cut this entire block out of your Shopify page builder or whatever site you use to make this. Cool. All right, so you've got return policy here. That's good, as well as links to all of your pages. So let's pull some of these up as well, so we can take a peek. It is Shopify because you got Shopify page. Yeah, so just go on your Shopify. You can go down to your site on the bottom left under your backend. You can click on it, and then it gives you the ability to customize. That's really what you're looking for. If you're good with code, you could also do the edit code option. Cool. So one suggestion right here is you got bearslumber@gmail.com. I know that's easy to do. I did it myself when I first started because it's cheap. You're not paying for like help at bearslumber.com. But it doesn't seem super duper professional, right? Because at gmail.com, it could be anyone. So what I would suggest doing is if you scroll all the way up to the top, just have this contact us bar, which I'm assuming is going to take you to a form, and just have that, because then it doesn't reveal that it's at gmail.com. You also have the message us, so you've got two ways right now for your customers to get in touch with you. So I think you're in a good spot in that regard. Cool. So let's take a peek at shop. You've got the lineup. Awesome. I've opened all three of these, so we can skip that for now. Let's go over to blog. Awesome. Looks good. Looks good. Lots of different things. Looks good. So here's one suggestion. Is if I'm looking at the blog here, I can add it to my RSS feed. You've got tags. Awesome. Looks great. Here's the thing that I'm noticing. We got October 4th, November 1st, and December 2nd. So we're essentially running a once per month blog, which I know blogging can get frustrating. I do it myself. It takes a long, long time to write content, and it takes even longer to get more people looking at it. But for SEO to really work for you, you need roughly 50 posts of 2,000 words. In other words, you need roughly 100,000 words of content to see a huge SEO uptick. To do that, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. You could do the 50 by 2000, which is like fairly standard for what people coach, or you could do a lot of really short blogs, like 300 word, 200 word, 100 words, something you write in 10 minutes, but just do a lot of them. What I did when I tried to do the shorter thing as well, I put some time on my calendar where I do like one 10-minute short post before I went to work, one 10-minute short post during my lunch break, and then one 10-minute short post at the end of the day. Now that was super useful because I was still doing my 9 to 5 at the time, but that was still a way that I was able to get content up and running. So maybe something to look into just to make sure you're getting enough content out there so there's more words for Google to find you with. Cool, so let's go take a peek at all of this stuff. The sleep short, okay, shipping calculated at checkout. We'll pull that up to see what that says. Small, medium, large. Really nice theme. I like it. There's lots of different pictures here. You can go full screen on the pictures. And fantastic. You've got a lot of detail here about what makes this product fantastic. That's really, really important because most people don't go this step um, uh, to fill something like this all the way out. Interesting. So no returns. That makes sense, but we can talk about that policy in a second. Customer reviews is kind of bunched over on the right hand side. See what you can do to edit your formatting so the reviews appear right here. The reason why is most people don't scroll all the way down to a page. There's a point where they stop. Typically that point is probably going to be around here. So you want everything to be what's called top of fold, meaning you don't need to scroll super far for people to find it. So you've got some awesome 5-star reviews right here. Like make sure to see if you can get those reviews right here so customers can see all of these awesome 5-star reviews. Another way that you could do that is if you go to shop, there's some apps that you can use. I use Vitals. There's also like Review Pro that give you reviews here. So I can see like Sleep Cami, uh, 4.9 out of 5 stars, 30 reviews. Like that's super valuable as a consumer because I can be like, wow, like people really like this product. Um, and I don't need to scroll down, so to speak, to read the reviews because I already know the reviews say great things about it. All right, shipping policy. All orders are processed, orders are not shipped. Maybe delayed. Yep, looks good. Cool. So this is what I was looking for. You do have a shipping policy, which is great. I do think you need a terms and conditions policy as well. So I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you legal advice, but I'm pretty sure that is something that's necessary. All the big sites that I've seen, and my site as well, has terms and conditions. So Shopify makes it super easy. They have like a format template that you can use where it just kind of like puts in your you can put in your store name and it does the rest of it and then automatically adds those pages. So I take a peek at that and add it. It'll take you 3 minutes, but maybe save you a headache from a legal perspective down the line. Again, not a lawyer, but that's my understanding of it. Cool, looks good, awesome. You've got similar page for each one of them where it's got all this detail. I love it. Fantastic. So let's add one to cart just so we can take a peek at what that looks like. Oh, very cool. That's super nice. So let's do checkout. Let's see what that looks like. All right, touch slow there. Okay, cool. So I like it. This is fantastic because it has the good checkout. What I mean by the good checkout is you added this extra page from what Shopify gives you that allows you to see like what step you're on, so on and so forth. So we could fill something out, but here's something that I'm noticing is this shipping calculated in the next step. I'm not sure if you're charging for shipping or not. Let's see. It doesn't really say within here um, whether or not it's so it is you are charging. Okay, so that makes sense. I get it because shipping's annoying and can actually add up pretty quickly. However, your product is relatively small, right? Because in its clothes, we're not talking about like a big, heavy speaker or something. So I'd be careful to see if maybe you can lower and get shipping to 0. There's a really big expectation from consumers nowadays that shipping will be free. That's Amazon's fault. Everyone expects free 2-day shipping at this point. So it actually will lower your conversion rate fairly substantially to have any sort of shipping cost. So if there is a way that you can do shipping, maybe UPS flat rate or something along those lines at a nominal cost, it might be worth looking into. Return policy makes sense. Return policy, return policy. Gotcha. Makes sense. Cool. All right, so let's take a peek at your Facebook page. Um, cool, so you've got 31 likes. Looks good. Silly Facebook. Cool. So I like it. You've got clean design, clean logo. You're posting things. Looks good. I think the one big suggestion here is it looks like some of these pages um, you're posting every couple of days or so. I have most recent one was the 28th. I would make sure to be posting something like once or twice per day. I use something called Smarter Q myself that just like does it for me automatically. I think the more posts you can do, the better because it's going to help really drive your engagement. Um, cool. So what do we have? You've got 7 tweets, 1 following, 4 followers. Cool. Yeah. So if we look at this, like a bunch of these are in April, October. Again, make sure you're posting as much as possible. That's really going to help get you people going onto your site. It's similar to Google, where you really need conversions to make it happen. Excuse me, you really need content to make conversions happen. So really think content equals conversions. The more you can get out there, the more you're going to be getting people to your site. Fantastic. So you've got more followers here. It looks like you're a little bit more active on Pinterest. You're following a bunch of people. Fantastic. I'd keep this up. Essentially, do what you're doing on Pinterest, but do it on all of your different channels. Really keep advertising there. Oops, I closed your Instagram. Let's take a peek at this Instagram. All right, so there we go. We got more followers here, and you're posting a lot. Awesome. So it looks like you're really focusing right now on Instagram and on Pinterest. I'd keep it going there and really do everything you can to bring that level of content to all of the other pieces. One thing I really like here as well is it looks like you've got some advertising photos, of course, which is what you should be doing, but you're also posting things like it's going to be a good day. That's a great idea. Make sure to balance it up between the two. I would shoot for a 50-50 ratio between cute dog photos and your product photos. Also like the idea that you're doing you're posting your blog posts. Keep that going and keep that 50-50 ratio, and then keep following people each day. If they don't follow you back, just unfollow and then keep following, making sure that you are growing your network as Bear Slumber. Cool. This is the blog post. That's the blog. This is the blog post. Cool. Pajamas are comfortable. How you can do it. I like it. Awesome. See, this is super useful, right? You've got some pictures, you've got some explanations. It looks good. I love it. So do posts like this, but really try to boost that up every single day. That gives you new things to post on Instagram, and it gives you more content for Google to find you on SEO. Cool. So let's do one more test here, which is going to be this famous site speed test. It is super important here to make sure that your site's around 3 seconds. Otherwise, people get frustrated with it taking long to load, and then they'll bounce off. That'll really lower your conversion rate here. So let's see what we can do regarding the speed. Let's hopefully, like I said, around 3 seconds is what we're looking for. Alrighty. Fantastic. All right, let's see what we can do. Okay, so the site is slow. So you got 6 seconds, and you're getting an E, which is under this rating score, actually technically below an F. So what this means is your conversion rate's probably going to be, your speed is 6 seconds. Your conversion rate is probably going to be 10% of what it could be if your speed was 2 seconds. Meaning people are going to be typing in bearslumber.com. It'll be 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, and the site's not still up, and they're going to say screw it, and they're going to bounce off and go somewhere else. So really speeding this up is going to be the best thing you can do to get your conversion rate higher. Highly recommend focusing on this right now. So let's go to the why slow, which is going to be why is this site slow? Expiry headers, requests. So request means you've got too many apps on, and expiry headers is something, unfortunately, that requires some codability. So if you can't code, that might be worth hiring a guy on Fiverr or Upwork or something to do something that for you. Waterfall is super useful. Waterfall is going to show you what exactly is adding the speed to your site. So like all of these things are like nominal. It's like right here, this is a problem. Whatever this is, Hotjar. All right, so it's the Hotjar feedback app. Hotjar feedback app is slowing you down by half a second. So if you're getting good feedback, then keep it. If you aren't getting good feedback, cut this thing. It's slowing you down. All right, this is adding more than almost a second to your loading time. It's a widget you've got here. So this is going to be one of your apps. So if you're not using all of your apps, cut them. There's something else. Oh, images on your sliders. Okay, so your pictures are also too big, and that's adding time to load all of your pictures. So what I would do, yeah, it doesn't look like there's any other big chunks. This one's also a little big. Um, Link Synergy. Okay, so that's another app. One thing that you could do is I use something called Crush.pix, which is an automatic app in the background where it will lower the size of the photos that you have. Um, retains the quality, but it lowers the size of the photos so the sites load faster. Highly recommend taking a peek at that. Other than that, I think you've got a really awesome site. I love the brand. I love what you're doing. It's clearly a very good product, and I love the detail that you went to explain why it's a better product and how you describe that in your descriptions. I think the things you really need to do is number one, more content to advertise it because you do have an awesome product. So let's get that in front of people. And then the other thing is make sure your site's fast so people aren't immediately bouncing off your site after they read your great content on Instagram or Pinterest or something like that. Alrighty, best of luck. You've got this.